Happy Onewheel Wednesday, everybody. My name is Scott Mendenhall. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited about the conversation we're going to have today. It could be the next few minutes, could be the next hour. I don't know. Thanks for being with us today. It's a beautiful day in Minnesota. We're coming from you just outside the Twin Cities in Minnesota. It's a good, beautiful fall day. A good day to wear a brand new sweatshirt from the Chillest. Oh, do I like this. The color's just right, and the comfortability is great. Go buy your own Chillest hoodies in the khaki, in the black. I'm loving it. I'm here. I'm joined with my wife, Holly, of 24 years. How you doing, baby?
Hi, everybody. Doing well. I felt like you were in a suspense movie or trying to create a suspense movie or something.
No, I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to be.
I'm sporting a gray hoodie.
Yeah, kind of a what?
Crew neck with a flower.
What? Okay, we're going to talk about today how to level up your skills. Your riding skills, how to master some skills in one wheeling, and it was great. We just are coming off of a great race. The DIRT Surfers series closes out. It's done, the first one ever. Hopefully, there's another round of this. It was so cool to be a part of a series where you had 3 different races, 3 different trails, 3 different states.
New idea of the racing league,
and it provided everything you'd want inside a sport. Here's what it provided everyone. Amazing trails, great community, drama, unlocking of skills, and so much more. It just created what you wanted in a sport of who's going to win. It wasn't clear cut. It was great. We were here for it. Tulsa was 97 degrees, everybody.
You know what? We showed up there. We left beautiful weather, like 60-degree weather, maybe even 55-degree weather.
In the morning when we left.
And we show up there, and it was 97 degrees. That's awful in October.
Yeah, it was brutal.
It's hot.
Not gonna lie, but it was awesome, everybody. When we arrived on the scene, we were late in the afternoon on Friday because it's 10.5-hour drive no matter what time you leave.
That's a hike.
And so we arrived. We didn't have full time to get through all the trails, but you just heard some. Oh, these trails are the hardest ever in this and this and this. Here's the truth: when you show up to different trail systems, I'll speak for myself. I want to be challenged. I want to ride terrain that is new and teaches me something. This was definitely not a trail system for how fast can you go. It was how technical can you go and stay in control of your board.
I think that's hard for people to understand that concept right there.
Yeah, because when the idea of race comes into play, we think it means all out as fast as you can. Yeah. But in any series of racing, you go to track and field, go to NASCAR, go to any of the racings, okay? You have different locations to ride and race because it provides different climates, different tracks, different elevations. All of these things come into play that your car's going to run different, your body's going to go different. And that's same in this with Dirt Surfers. Nick and Rachel, we applaud you.
Yep, great job.
Great job of picking 3 absolutely different trail systems. I think it would have been boring if they were all the same.
That was the idea that they talked about when we first kicked off Arkansas. Yeah. And in Eureka Springs with Dirt Surfers, Nick even said that in our racers meeting and everything like that, hey, this was designed to be 3 completely different trail systems, and they nailed it.
Right. So here's my first. Let's get to today's conversation because some of you clicked on it and you're like, Dirt Surfers. If you missed it this season, it'll happen again. If stays true to their normal cycle, in May will be the first Dirt Surfers in Eureka Springs. Scott Mendenhall and friends will be fully on board, running trails, running races, and all of those things. We're going to be stoked on it at a high level this year, trying to make your experience better and more enjoyable and what we can do. Excited to dream that up with Nick and Rachel. It's going to be a wonderful race season, but this year's race season for Onewheel has come to an end, and we'll see how the opening of the season goes.
2025,
right? Yeah. We're here for 2026 as well. But when we talk about upgrading your skills, unlocking the next level, you got to do things you've never done before. You cannot. My definition of an idiot is doing the same thing over and over expecting different results. That's being an idiot. You cannot do the same thing over and over and think you're going to upgrade something, that you're going to think you're going to get better. You got to change it up. And if you want to get better as a one-wheeler, if all you do is ride on the pavement, Well, then that's what's going to be. You're going to just be a pavement warrior. If you want to be a dirt surfer, then you got to get off the road and ride in dirt. And it just unlocks something. It was a great pleasure to meet a handful of you that watch this show every week. And you said you were inspired to go to Dirt Surfers because what we said, that's wild. Thank you for allowing us to play that voice in your life. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your skills got unlocked. And when you go off road or go onto new terrain, here's some tips for you to handle that. And if you're in the chat today, just again tell us your thoughts in how do you level up in what you do. You've got to slow it down and start slow and then build up. I met a wonderful gentleman who literally flew in on his plane and one-wheeled to the race in Tulsa, raced, and then got back on his plane and went home. I was like, that's wonderful. But he said, I'm one of those people that you inspired to come do this. I've never rode anything but concrete. And so his first ride and experience was Dirt Surfers Tulsa. What an experience for him. What an enjoyable weekend I hope he had. If you slowed down, you were going to be just fine. It's when you start riding a little bit out of control and you can't see that rock ahead of you and you can't maneuver around it, well, that changes your weekend a little bit. But
so would these trails have been for me?
Yeah.
Because I go slow?
I think any trail system, now people are going to, any trail system is for everyone. You just need to ride it at your speed. You can't go ride. Like I've been on a lot of group rides with the Silvas, and they're fast, and they're very technical, very talented, and we've talked a lot about them. It's fun to watch them progress through the years, and they send it. But when I go with them, I don't try to keep up with them. They're gracious leaders in trails as they stop periodically through the trail system so that I can catch up. And that those groms that I'm cleaning up through the trails with me can stop and catch up and we can talk about things. You got to ride at your speed. The danger is when you start to ride at somebody else's speed is where you usually get hurt, bucked off your one wheel, and it's a disaster. So as you're going to upgrade your skills, throttle back the speed. That's the best thing you can do is throttle down your speed and learn the technical skills of like at Tulsa. This is how the format went. I loved it. Nick and Rachel, you put it together so well. 6 races for all of your experts, amateurs, and groms. 6 very different trails. You talk about a weekend of riding your one wheel that you just got to ride a lot. This is probably the most riding of my one wheel at any race I've ever had. Because you had to get from trail 1 to trail 2, and the hike between those two in trail still was through really awesome trail systems. And sometimes you were going up and downhill and it was just wonderful. You literally got done riding those 6 trails plus the in-betweens. And I don't know if I was the only one. It's like, I've rode a lot. I don't need to ride my one wheel all weekend around here. I actually put it up and I was like, I'm going to walk for a little bit just because you got so much one wheeling in, which was spectacular. But each trail represented a different style, different skill to be unlocked. If you were a pro, you had 3 extra trails that the difficulty went up. It was pro standard trail systems, and it was wonderful to watch those pros that are in our household be able to run it, ride it, and come back and talk about how difficult they were and the things they enjoyed and things of that nature. And so it was just great. It was all around, in my opinion, one of the best races to be at. Now, we're very opinionated. We think Dirt Surfers is some of the best.
Dirt Surfers.
If you're looking for just a true racer's race, if Dirt Surfers is on it, you know it's going to be a racer's race and you're going to enjoy it. So
and you're on you're racing a lot.
Yeah, you're going to walk away from that weekend going, I don't need to ride my one wheel tomorrow. I rode enough. I mean, it was easy. I think I looked at with the overall mileage on my one wheel. I easily put 30 some miles on through the trails, and that's a lot.
And that's you only raced that one day. That was Saturday.
Yeah.
Because then
that was what I'm talking about. Saturday was close to, or if not more than 30 miles, if I'm remembering right. And it was spectacular. Charged my board 2 times through the weekend because you're riding so much. And again, yes, were there injuries this weekend? Yes, but that comes with any sport. Did some people break a bone? Yeah, a collarbone was broken. And those are a bummer. You don't want to see that. You want everybody to be safe. It is racing, and if you're going to push, there is a chance that happens. I came off my board. all of our kids, like all of us are sharing our bruises. You know, look at my bruise here, look at my bruise here, because you're coming off your board, and that's part of the sport. Is that if you're pushing it for you, you're gonna come off your board. So some of those things to unlocking your skills and ability is slow it down and ride on terrain you've never rode on before. And again, you can have your preference, but enjoy the new, because that's where you unlock some skills. You're not going to be great at it the first time. Some of my young kids were coming back a little bit chirping on some of the drills. I was like, hey, this is how you get better. Don't tell me how hard they are. Tell me how you overcame what's hard.
Well, some of them wanted to practice them a little bit more and feel like they had a little bit more of the ability to know what was coming.
Yeah,
some of them they're going in blind. Which
based on our travels, it was just, the truth is we didn't have time to ride all of the trails. We got 3 done on Friday. That left for the pros in our house. They were left with 6 unridden trails, and we were left with 2 that you rode on race day blind, which is a little gnarly at times, because you're not ready for the rock gardens or how tight of a gap you have, just different things like that. But that's part of racing too. If you're, especially this time of year for our family, rolling in October, you got school, you have just a lot going on sport-wise here locally. But again, it's part of things we absolutely enjoy in this family, to be able to do those things. And so we're here for it. We're not going to complain about it. It's just the reality of it. And so again, big shout out to Nick and Rachel for putting on, and all the volunteers that were at the trailhead. The Quas family that drove from Minnesota were down there volunteering. He was on crutches with an injury not related to one-wheeling. He was at stage 3. Jacob was. Melanie was at 1. It was cool to see.
Who was really good to see out there was Jonathan Ortiz.
Ah, that's what I was going to go to. Jonathan Ortiz, coming off an injury, seeing him at stage, I think he was at stage 4.
And
stage
then
2.
again at
He's
like
at stage
one
2.
of the pro stages.
Yeah, it was cool to see him out there. Again, it was cool to see different faces out there manning the starts of those trails. And so thank you to all the amazing volunteers that made it such a memorable weekend, and one that closes out a great circuit. Kevin and Chameleon Rails being out there. We don't have our lanyards here. I apologize with that. We should have, so you could see the complete 3 stickers on there, because we completed all 3 events. So mad shout out to Bradley for giving
you so much.
$9.99. Thank you. Seriously, we do this because we love the community and we want to connect with people. And anytime somebody gives resources, it's going straight back into this. If that's with us buying 360 gear to film stuff, or it's us getting to races to be able to say hi to people. Thank you. Thank you for everybody's generosity over the years. This group of fine human beings that watch have helped get a GT for Lily, get a GTS for the boys. So you guys have been super generous and super kind. So speaking of Lily, I just see her name popping in there.
Hold on. She just brought up this little conspiracy thing going on.
What's this? What's that?
Can you type a comment real quick?
Why? What do you want me to
Because
say?
our names are all different. Like mine's at Holly Mendenhall 9. I didn't change that.
Typed it. There you go.
Oh, yours is...
Is it just... It's got to be me.
Lily's is at Lily Wiener 102.
What's going on? Why is this a conspiracy theory?
I don't know. Why did my name change? Lily noticed it. Why? She was Lily Arnold.
I don't know. That's probably a YouTube question.
I think that's weird.
I'm
What's
not
up
a
with
technician.
that YouTube?
Okay, we're going to weekly. We're gonna do just a fun, different. Has nothing to do on. We're gonna call it the moment. It's called the challenge. Okay, so here you go. We even got branded cards for it.
Nice.
The challenge. This is we're gonna challenge you to pop culture stuff. So this is well-rounded game here that we're gonna just test your pop culture knowledge. What we're gonna do, since 'tis the season for Halloween, we're 2 weeks out. We thought we would do a game where we put a mask, makes it look like celebrities are like bank robbers, but
What?
It does. You'll see what I mean. But we've taken celebrities, pop culture celebrities. We put what looks like a ski mask on their face for a Halloween mask, and you got to figure out who's under the disguise. So it's the first one in the chat to do such, and you will be hooked up with something spectacular. Okay. Last week we didn't have any winners of the segment we're calling the challenge. We need Lily back because we need a jingle.
Yeah.
And we are starting the countdown, everyone. The countdown. Next week, we're going to do a special moment. All the best Lily moments. I've just said it. We're going to do
you
all the best Lily moments because next week will be the last Wednesday without Lily on the podcast. She's coming back, everybody. And so her maternity leave is over. And so she will be ready to rock with us. But we're going to do some of the best. From all of her one-wheel wrecks
this
to this is going to be a deep dive on Lily.
What you think
life.
about that, Lil?
This is going to be hilarious. You just come back next week because you're going to laugh your head off. If you don't belly laugh, we're going to sick our intern on you that wants everyone to belly laugh. Her name is Chloe, everyone. She wants everyone to belly laugh.
She loves it when people laugh.
Yeah, and she's in here. She's running tech today, and all of our interns are sitting in the studio currently, and they just laughed hard because Chloe came in my life. This is a month ago or something. Going, Scott, do you even laugh? Are you just a robot? Are you a cyborg?
Most people would probably think you are.
That I'm a cyborg?
Mm-hmm.
You're my wife. Why would you even give to this conspiracy theory?
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Wow,
if
is
they
that
don't
what
know
you
who
think?
you are.
That I'm a cyborg? This is AI, everyone. This is not real. This is fake AI right here. But I have 5 fingers. A lot of AI.
Yeah, you'd end up with like 7.
Yeah,
or
this
something.
is like, how do I do that? Let me.
Flo Solo says, "Hi, Scott. How's it going, man?"
This is how AI hands are.
Yeah, that's what would happen.
Okay.
I would have an extra ear or something.
Okay. So who just said you said it? Said hello?
Flo Solo.
Hello, Solo. Hello, my friend. I like that name. If you guys are all just tuning in now, I am wearing some of the latest gear from the Chillest.
So nice.
Yeah. High quality item here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super soft.
It's so snuggly. I'm a fan of
one of my favorite
hoodies.
hats is that black and white one.
Yeah, hoodies and this style, like it's the same interior without it's a crew neck. Holly says all the time. I'm a fan of this. It's just like I'm walking around, in just some coziness all day. And so, and I'm here for the brown on black or black on brown. I like it. I think it's so legit. And so thank you for shipping those to Minnesota. Everyone else, you need to go out there and find the Chillest. Which is how do we point them to where they can buy it? We've tried this once before, but you gotta go support one, just the word Chillest. That's the goal, isn't it? Just be chill, everybody. Chill out. And I want to be the chillest. Maybe that's why everybody thinks I'm a cyborg, because I'm just the chillest.
Because you're trying to be the chillest?
Yeah, just chill out. Whatever happened, chill out. Okay, here we go. While Holly figures out where we can point you to get the latest gear of this, we're going to put it on the screen. Okay, here it is. The moment the segment we're calling is the challenge. We're going to challenge you in pop culture throughout the weeks. Last week, it was simple slang. Today, how well do you know your celebrities? Let's put up the slide here. The unmask the celebrity, guessing the celebrity behind the very frightening ski mask. Okay, here is your first celebrity, everyone. Do not be scared for what you see here. It's just a game that we've created for your enjoyment. Here we go. Who's under the mask? I told you, it looks like he's wearing a ski mask. Who is, Holly gets to play along. You don't know the game yet.
No.
So who is, now we're going to give you 2 choices here.
Oh, that makes it very
You
easy.
get 2 points if you can guess it right now. You're going to only get 1 if you need multiple choice. I need a guess from you.
I think that's Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, it is not Brad Pitt. Oh,
it's
Glenn Powell. Should
Cannot
ask for
tell.
help.
I was going solely off the hair.
Could you have told if we would have given you
If you
here's
would
the
have
next
given
slide.
me the hairline.
No, we don't. This would have been your next shot. You would have got him.
Yes.
Okay, maybe you should have gone. You lost all points.
I lost them all. That's
You
okay.
could have gotten 1.
That's okay. I'm a risk taker. I ride a one wheel.
Okay, to play along, you guys come back in the studio real quick. We're gonna put another celebrity up there to play along. You are writing the name of the celebrity in the chat. Got it? This is how it's
the
done.
one and only guess was Batman. Val Kilmer.
Batman. That would have been fair based on what we were seeing.
I needed the hairline.
Do you know the latest movie he's in?
Val Kilmer.
No.
Batman or Glenn Powell.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah, Glenn Powell.
He is in Chad Powers. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that his latest?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I like him as an actor. Yeah, I really do. And the reason I like him is I know what I'm going to get. He reminds me of the early days of Matthew McConaughey. If you go watch a movie of his, you knew what you were going to get. And it's wonderful.
Okay.
And I think he's going to be an actor that's going to be around for a long time. That's my opinion. Okay.
Well, he's kind of venturing out into some other.
Yeah, I think he's great.
genres.
I've enjoyed most of it. The movies I've seen him in, I've enjoyed thoroughly.
Yeah.
So I'm here for him. All right, we are in the segment called The Challenge. This is where we're masking a celebrity, asking you to tell us who is the celebrity. All right, who is under this mask? The eyes, long eyelashes. They're either real or not real. Apparently blonde, but blonde doesn't mean that they're always blonde.
True story.
I can't believe, like, seriously though.
I don't know who this is.
Oh, wow. Wow.
This has to be Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift, she came in clutch, everybody. It is Tay-Tay. Yeah. There you go. Her latest album is called? Wow, you don't know this?
I just blanked.
I was going to say
totally
Undercover Girl, but that wasn't it. Showgirl?
Showgirl. I was.
What's that?
Life of a
Like Chloe
Showgirl.
coming in
Thanks,
for us.
Chloe.
Faith just shrugged her shoulders. The Life of a Showgirl.
Couple guesses in there was Kristen Bell and then Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, come on. It's pop culture, everybody. Current pop culture. Okay, here we go. So far, Holly's got 2 points, though. Not beating in. Is she tied with somebody? All right, here we go. Your next celebrity that we're going to put a ski mask on and frighten you with. Who is this, Holly?
That's Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yes, that's 4 points, everybody. Didn't even need to. Nailed it. Nailed that one. She didn't even the options. Okay, Brad Pitt, what's the latest movie he was in?
Oh,
Come on,
man.
seriously. This is embarrassing. This is, you know what's embarrassing? It couldn't be more embarrassing that if you're married to a woman that says she doesn't ride the one wheel very well when we do a podcast and we've had one wheel since 2015. That's more embarrassing at the moment than this, I would think.
Guys.
Okay, what is it?
Cyborg. I don't know what movie it is.
You don't?
No.
F1.
Oh, yeah. F1. I haven't seen it. That's why I didn't
Did
know
anyone
what it
get
was.
Brad Pitt there?
Nope.
Oh, we're still at Taylor. We didn't leave it up fast enough, I think. Okay, here we go.
I was
Last
quick on that
celebrity
one.
we're asking for all of you at home just to see who's
Oh,
under
I
this
know who
mask.
that is. I'll let
Okay,
someone
give it a
else
second.
guess.
Give it a second. Let it play out. I think the chest tattoo is a dead giveaway in my opinion.
You just gave it away with pointing that out.
I think other people would
Can
have
I
seen
go?
it. No, let's give him a second. Just pause. Actually, let's go to multiple choice. We're gonna help even more people in this one.
I did get it right though, just FYI.
No, you don't know that. Would you got it right there? It's Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel, or Maui?
Both A and
Yeah,
C.
A and C would be right. That's a trick one.
That's a trick
That's
question.
tricky. If somebody said Maui, I'd give it to him because it's the voice of Maui, isn't it? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Right? I was second guessing
Now
myself.
the question is do you give it to him if they say The Rock?
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know.
You're a cyborg.
I don't know. He does not go by that anymore.
He doesn't. I think
Nope.
he does. Do we have one more? We got two more.
One
You were
more.
saying one more. Let's
One
do the
more.
last one because just for
This is
last
so
thing.
fun.
All right, here we go, Holly. Who is?
Can I say it out loud real fast?
You're not getting that one first off. No,
That's
she's not
Ariana
getting it.
Grande.
You're saying Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hands down.
Hands down?
No questions asked.
Well, no one's asking you right now. Why do you say that?
Am I right?
Here's your multiple choice to confirm if you are right. Lady Gaga, Cat.
I won.
Yeah. Lily has a famous story of how she served her coffee at Starbucks
Lily's
daily.
first job was Starbucks, and Ariana Grande came
Yeah,
in
that's
one day.
great. She
True story,
she
down
gave
in
her.
Florida.
She's got pictures with her. I think
Yeah.
Lily might actually be taller than her, which is shocking. Where Lily's at 4'8", and so she must be 4'7", something like that.
She's tiny. She's
Tiny.
real short.
Yeah, 4'8" and 4'7" is crazy. Yeah. Chloe, you have a question?
Oh, no.
Oh, she's over there. Her mouth is just falling.
Well, I don't believe that she's that short.
Who that? Lily's that short?
Ariana Grande is that
What,
short.
Well,
what do you
Lily's
do-
in the
what-
chat and she's not correcting us, so she must be 4'8". Okay, everyone, thank you for playing along that game. Next week we'll have another The Challenge moment for you. Can't wait to bring that with our next week's programming, which we're right on the cusp, and we keep warning everyone, Black Friday's coming, so we're excited about that. We are also excited about 12 Days of Christmas that are going to happen, where we're going to give for 12 episodes, 12 something, or 12 items we're going to give away. We're going to partner with a couple of the great brands around here that we love that are Onewheel and give their stuff away for the 12 Days of Christmas. We're really, really excited about. Chameleon Rails is going to partner with us to give some of their sweet swag out. And so they have hoodies, which I leave one sitting in here all the time because Some days it's hot, some days it's cold. They're waffle material,
That's one of my favorite hoodies.
right? It's a totally different material than what I'm wearing. It's wonderful.
Maybe Kevin's hearing. I have the zip up, and I love the zip up, but I actually want the long sleeve T-shirt and just a sweatshirt, and of that
Show
sweatshirt.
him the money.
I know. I need to.
And you were just at his booth.
You know,
Spectacular
I was.
booth, Kevin, by the way.
I was. His booth always looks really
It
sweet.
does. It's winning. Okay, so let's talk about the XL really quick. A little added information on the XL. Let's describe, I guess we should describe what trail systems we rode in Tulsa. It was, chunky is not the right, you don't use the word chunky in this. It was rocky. It was rock with dirt. It was not shell. It was wait a minute rocks, which mean pop out of nowhere. You couldn't really see them because it was dusty. And so it was, you had to really feather between going all out in speed and then hitting these rocks you couldn't see because of the sun hitting the trails and stuff. The XL Rally, like every time I ride a new course, I'm once again blown away by what I experienced, the excitement it brings, the ability to climb over just all around stuff. It was great. We're going to create a separate video on this just so... I think this is the ultimate dad board if you're going to ride with your kids. And the reason I say that is when I ride with the Groms, like we've got Rev and Courage, 6 and 7 or so, right?
Mm-hmm. 6, 7.
6, 7.
It's really 6 and 8, but 6,
But
7
we wanted
is
6,
fine.
7. Oh, yeah. No cap, everybody. So, they're that age. Can't say that anymore. Anytime you say that, like the next year, 6, 7.
Legend was in the chat earlier before he left, and his name was changed to 6754.
Yeah, he changed that. You know he did. We've been hacked, everybody. We've been hacked around here. Okay, but the ultimate dad board is the XL Rally.
You know, I'm surprised you don't normally latch onto these dad things, so this is interesting.
Well, I just...
Keep explaining. I'm interested.
I'm trying to
intrigued.
explain in the idea of like... and the reason I say dad board is because it makes the most sense in the way to explain it, is that when I ride behind my Groms and I have to go slow, I'm always falling all over the place because I don't have enough speed to get over rocks. I have to walk through rock gardens because I'm going too slow with not enough power.
Okay.
And I'm not high enough to get it. So it's just not fun at all. Since I've had the XL, I don't mind riding behind my kids as much because I can now get up stuff, get around stuff. I'm not walking the board because I have power at low speeds. I have clearance with the extra height, the big tire. I have unlocked a lot of things in that. And I keep telling that to the Silvas is like, this is the dad board. If you're going to ride, because it is not fun. Sometimes I've said this since Dirt Surfers in Eureka. I said, I have to make a choice of being a good racer or a good dad. You can't do both. But with this board, you can a little bit. You can enjoy your ride and have fun with your kids and not be disgruntled. When I was on even a GTS, like that board, but the clearance was lower, not as big of a tire, not as long of a board, definitely not as much power. And I would walk my board through different pieces of terrain because of going at slow speeds with my kids. So being behind my kids with the board, the XL Rally, awesome. Like seriously, dads, hear me. This is your board. It isn't. You don't need it to be racing super fast. It made it really enjoyable to be behind the Groms out there, and so take it for what it's worth.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so I'm not latching on to something other than I really. And the reason I don't latch on to everything else, I think it's a joke probably most of the time, or you are trying to market something. But this is my experience of like it's really made it fun to be out there with the kids and not feel like I'm wanting to gouge my eyes out.
Like it.
So. The XL was just so much fun. I honestly, I came off. I decided because of the train and knew I needed to be back in the car to drive. I was going to really dial it back, and I was going to get through all the trails. My goal was to not come off my board in any of the trails. Out of 6, I came off my board in 2 trails, which I thought that was a win. That was the goal to mean I was in that kind of control, meaning either to go walk aboard and I only did it in 2 of the 6, which was a huge win for me. I was hoping that would play out with a higher podium spot. I didn't make it on the podium. I mean, I did at one point. When I turned to my chip, I was in second. But only 2 people had turned in their chips, so rightfully so.
Well done, babe. Well done.
I've saved that printout because it says I'm in second.
Yeah, that's right. Post that. They can go right in the back.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, Holly.
Quinn Foster is asking if you have tried one of those massive 12x8 tire boards with the extra wide rails.
But that would say vesc, right? I'm assuming is what they mean by that. And the answer is no.
Not tried it.
I've not tried it. It probably is spectacular. But I don't have a vesc. I don't have those boards. And so, somebody came up to me at this race and was like, oh, man, look at you. The reason your family does so well at these events, you're all vesc. I laughed. I was like, no. And he saw the pile of the boards. I was like, those are not vesks. They are all future motion. We like future motion. And here's my stick on it. I got no problems with vesc. I don't have any issue with it. I like the out-of-the-box experience, get after it, tweak a few things. I want to spend more time riding than messing around with my board.
Well, don't you think with the app that then you can customize it enough to what you...
For me.
Yeah.
But people want to be able to with vesc, and I like this for people that are in vesc, and I get the understanding of you can tweak every little aspect of your board, everything. Every corner you can individually tweak. You can tweak that's just the truth. Every corner you can tell it to do something else, and you can figure out how to do all those things, and people like all that stuff. I don't want to mess with that. I want to get it and just get riding, and I want to go pick up my board here in a minute and go ride. And in the morning, I want to go ride. I don't want to have to keep dialing and tweaking with stuff. I enjoy riding than dinking around with my board. And so that's me. I don't have a problem when people want to do that. That's wonderful. And to be honest with you, a lot of vesks, and this doesn't get talked enough about because it's always future motion. There were a lot of vesk boards this weekend that were out of commission, burning up controllers and overheating. I didn't see that as much with future motion board. I didn't hear of that at all with future motion boards. So it just doesn't get talked about enough. I think vest people tend to keep it a little bit quieter because there isn't this trying to be hateful towards something. I think so it gets a little bit more squashed and quiet. But vesc was having a lot of issues this past weekend. I do still think, and I get our sport's too small, but I wish there was a way to somehow award. Maybe Scott Mendenhall and friends are going to get involved in this race. Maybe I just have an idea. Maybe what we need to do is come in future motion boards and let there be the winner of future motion riders, and we give a prize purse for them.
There you have it, guys.
What if we did that?
Take my mic off. Drop
Yeah,
it.
well, no, what if we, let's seriously, let's have this conversation. What if we did this? Actually, Brendan, you're in here doing nothing constructive. Let's throw Brendan,
Brendan.
Brendan is one of our interns.
Brendan's one of our interns. Brendan does not ride a one wheel
At all.
So he is
which
not,
is a whole lot of problems, which I came with a video segment for you, Brendan.
Okay.
Okay? If you want to know what it is.
Get that mic to your face. There you go. There he is.
Chloe, can you help your boyfriend look really cute? We need you to come. Hey, Chloe, we need you to come to the camera that's red. I'm going to technical walkthrough here. See how he's out of focus, everybody. Okay, I need you to press the button in the front like you were going to take a picture. Yeah, just tap that.
This one?
Yeah, it'll beep. There you go. Great. He's in focus now. That's all. You can move the candle out of the way. Thank you. You can go back to what you need to do, Chloe.
Just
You're
slide
done.
it over to the other. There you go. That's fine.
Now he's in focus. Everybody, this
Now
is
he looks
Brendan.
great. Hi, Brendan.
Did you unmute him? I think you did. Hopefully everyone gets. Okay, Brendan, you don't ride a one wheel currently, right?
Nope.
Okay, so this guy
Currently.
is not even a noob, but I have a video segment. I think.
Should we do a race between Brendan and I?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, after okay.
You're gonna win.
Oh no! Brendan, I want to know if you'll do this. Okay, I want to know if you'll do this. I think this is one video compressed of a couple months of you learning.
Okay.
Film you learning to ride a one wheel all the way through the stages of how we train you, how we get you to ride, and then get you before the snow falls to ride on your own at a considerable speed. Would you be down to create such content?
Sure.
Okay, he's in.
Okay. You're being asked if you ride anything.
No.
No, truly, let's tell a little bit of truth.
Let's go
Old
back.
Brendan, like
Old-
5 years ago.
I had an electric scooter at one
Okay,
point.
that's
Now, electric.
That was like 6th grade. I've graduated high school now.
literally, at least they know where you're coming from. That this guy,
So that you have where he was at. Yes.
he did have a
yes.
choice of a pint. Everyone, they were around at the time, and you chose to not go with the pint scooter, which was awesome to watch. You were flying around on the thing.
Oh yeah, I loved my scooter.
Yeah, I mean, I have
6th
fond
grade.
memories of you
In 6th grade.
long hair and everything.
In 6th grade.
In 6th grade, yeah, full sending a scooter. So it's great. Technology is well
We have
advanced.
known Brendan since 6th
Yeah,
grade.
the scooter game has come a long way as well. And so, okay,
This is gonna be
with
fun.
your limited knowledge, but listening to us squawk about this, okay, so if you caught on, there's vesc boards, right?
Yep.
And one-wheel boards. Okay. In your limited knowledge, again, this guy, he's not in this culture at all. He has helped run races, but so we're going to ask him genuinely how well he can describe the two. This is going to be great. Everybody, you could have a good laugh at this. Explain with your limited knowledge what a vesc board is.
Okay.
Just do your best.
So from
Yeah, it doesn't need to be right. It's just what you hear.
does it have a remote control
If that is an option.
instead of just leaning forward?
Yes.
Okay.
'Kay.
That's the only thing that I know about it besides
It
being a
has-
normal
yeah.
board.
Yes. Okay. So that's fair.
You're gonna have to go back and retitle this whole podcast of One Wheel with a Real Noob.
Yeah. Okay. We might cut this out. Okay. So vest to you is they have a remote. That's the only thing that sets it off. Okay.
Yes.
What is a one wheel then?
It's a board with a wheel in the middle, and you straddle it,
Okay.
and you lean forward to go.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. To help correct you, maybe next week's the challenges we put together to this kind of quiz. Okay. A vesc board is the operating system on the board.
Okay.
The technology inside it, okay? And then it's comprised of multiple different components on the outside, hub, wheel, all different kind of components, okay, that make up the board. A future motion board is future motion operating system and future motion branded everything.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
So vesc, DIY stands for...
Do it yourself.
Yes, that's what vesks are. And multiple people have, this is an open platform. You understand that? What an
Yeah.
He would probably, you'd be able to build a vest.
I think maybe we do
Really
this.
well.
Maybe we have him build it,
Ooh, I'd like that.
and you get to mess
Yeah.
around with it, and then we'll see. This could be a good experiment.
This
Okay, we might be creating some new content here
yeah,
on the
this
fly.
is-
Everybody, I hope you're enjoying this very live and raw podcast today. Okay, so you get all the components and build a vesc, and then an open source operating system. You download all these little things and tweak it like everything. I mean, you kind of imagine what you'd want a one wheel to do. You can tell it through the software, through a vesc.
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore you can get a bigger battery and have it perform better because you can put bigger batteries in there. But there's also risks with this. Risks of battery management, meaning your battery could catch on fire. Charging systems aren't there. It's a bit of the Wild Wild West because there's no standard of safety. It's just guys like you, Brendan, that can build robotics and can sit down and solder some things. And then here you go, everybody. This is how I did it. There's
What-
no standard of safety protocols.
Yeah, and what might be safe for one person might not be safe for another person. So
Correct. Correct.
It's a
So there's-
lot of in between.
Right. So there are some on the vest side of things, and Veskies are going to get in here and tell us what I'm missing here. So when it comes to this world of racing inside of One Wheel's sphere, Brendan, you have the vesks, which is the latest and greatest. You can put in any battery and it gets real powerful, really fast. You have remotes where you can tilt the nose up so you can climb better because the more area of the tires exposed to the rock, you can get up and over it. You can tilt the tail up so you don't tail drag when you drop. So great advantages in those kind of technologies. However, on the other side of this conversation is you have Future Motion, which is controlled by Future Motion and their updates in the boards they create. So you have a ceiling. Their best board right now is the XL, so it's now the Rider. Does it make sense that these two boards compete for overall prize money. Meaning, if you're a vest guy and I'm a one-wheel guy, your board on spec-wise outspecs mine by power, but yet I have to still try to beat you. Does that make sense in a racing world?
Not really.
And why?
Well, I know, like, again, I'm coming from a robotics background. We have different competitions for different things. Like, we have a competition where you're allowed to 3D print your own parts and where you're just allowed to use the standard parts.
Okay.
Like, because it gives you more options, and it does provide a very large advantage. I mean, again, I'm not a one-wheeler, so I have no idea of what actually happens within the board and stuff. But I would say it would make sense to have 2 different categories for those.
Correct. So wouldn't it, if that's not going to happen, what if, do you like the idea of Scott Mendenhall and friends coming along and going, all right, we're going to raise resources. This is just a thought to everybody. This is not really happening yet, but it could.
He's telling that to me, folks.
Scott Mendenhall and friends raise the resources that at some of these events that there is an overall one-wheel future motion prize purse. And that means you lose to a vesc. Vesc doesn't have a chance to get the prize purse, but anyone that's going to ride a future motion board does. That would make it advantageous potentially, right? Because here's what happened this weekend, Brendan. I don't have the stats. I would need somebody to chime in the pros category. How many pros were riding future motion and how many were riding vesc? It's a fair question because I do think there's an advantage now in the boards and it isn't all down to the rider. And so to me, and this isn't a Nick and Rachel issue or anybody. This is a conversation. Please don't go, oh, you're coming at Nick and Rachel. No, I get it.
No.
This is, we're having a conversation. I don't think they did anything they should do. I'm just saying it would make the sport fun for those that are showing up because I hear the conversation in our car with our kids, future motion, and they're like, well, I can't, that board is better than my board. It's a bit what you're saying in robotics. That's a fair contrast. Now, I can't imagine inside robotics, especially in school, that this is and correct me if I'm wrong, if this is a large competition. Like how many, okay, I've never been to a robotics. I saw one robotics online of yours last year, okay? And it was fun for seconds and boring for others because I was waiting.
Yes.
I was just there to see your
Absolutely.
robot. Anybody else's robot, I had to wait to watch yours. It wasn't exciting. I'll be real honest. But when you're coming up to compete on these boards or these robotic competitions, I can't imagine it being a vast competition like large.
Depending on the competition, definitely it could be.
What's large though? Tell me, like
Well, I mean,
hundreds?
yes, we will.
But in your category?
Yes, but no.
Wait.
There'll be like a cap on the tournaments.
6, 7.
There'll be so like in the state of Minnesota, there's probably 200 to 300 teams.
Okay.
But tournaments would cap probably about 45 to 60. So that's the amount of people I'd be going against at once.
But that's if they're all in your category.
Yes.
So at your robotic competition, are there multiple categories going on at the same time?
Yes.
So when you line up to compete on your weekend, there's 40 people, but how many categories?
Again, depending on the competition, probably anywhere between 2 and 4.
So let's laughs and giggles here. Let's just go. It's even numbers here. So you got 4 categories potentially, 40 people showing up. You have or 40 teams showing up, right? Let's go 10 to each category. You're competing against 10 people.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a list of like who can you go back to the registration of this past week?
Yes.
Can you see what boards and stuff?
No, it doesn't show me boards. It does show me who's registered, but I can't.
Okay. So how many in the pro men did we have registered?
For the enduro,
We're going enduro.
Let me get back to.
Was there 12?
13, I believe.
13.
13 entries.
So it would be, but now you got to, and I don't know the ratio there. How many? I know of 1, 2 future motion. That would be Austin Silva and Legend.
Those are, I mean, yeah. I some of these guys have been on Future Motion. I know Hayden has ridden Future Motion.
Yeah, you just don't know what
but I
board
don't know
they're-
what he was. Now I do know that when we registered for this Dirt Surfers, you had to enter what board you were on. If you were
Yeah.
on a vesc or whatever Future Motion board you were on, which that is typical for if there's ORL points.
Right.
That's what that's for.
So I can see you see the issue though when we talk about dividing this out all of a sudden into smaller categories. You had 13 pros. Let's say we put $1,000 on the line for the pro division who rides Future Motion. If you win overall, you get the $1,000. But you've got 13 people. Let's say, and it's not half. I would not think at the moment, but let's call it half. That means you got 6 people going head to head for $1,000. Right? That category splits. The competition gets.
Yeah.
It's 6 people. Just get.
Well, so I mean, this could get into some of the nitty gritty of things, but it comes down to even comments in the chat of anybody that's on a Future Motion board doesn't really want to attend the races that it's already going to be at a disadvantage for. You know,
that's my point.
The race itself isn't enough of a draw.
My point that they said
even ORL points.
I needed people to say that.
Well,
and race coordinators need to hear it. If we don't figure out the categories, you will lose Future Motion boards at these races because what's the point?
Well, here's how the whole of last year went. There was ORL points. So like you might not be on the podium, but you got points.
But it doesn't matter.
But what we're finding out is that's not enough.
It's not enough.
Especially if you can show up to Race for the Rails and qualify.
Because we even saw it for the Race for the Rail event. It wasn't well attended because, again, it's California. It's a long
it's hard
jaunt
to
get from North Carolina to South Carolina, right? It's a long drive to get out there. People did it, but not in droves. And so the points aren't advantageous, but nor is it advantageous for me to show up and go, I know I'm going to lose. Because I can't compete against that board, so what's the point? That's the vibe. That's the nuances. I do think a lot of it comes down to the rider, not the board, because I think at some point the board gets in your way. But I do think that the issue that we're creating unintentionally is that we're starting to get Future Motion riders. They're out there. They don't want to come race because I'm not going to beat a Vesky.
But Race for the Rails is important to them, or just riding Future Motion is important to them.
Right. They like Future Motion. They're a big guy. I would think, and I don't have statistics on this, but Brendan, you're a stats guy. I'm making you one.
I'm going to make you one.
I think what we need to do is some research on here, and Brendan's going to help us do this. And next week, we're going to deep dive in this. We're going to have some special guests in here to unpack this idea, okay?
We are going to have the best show next week. We have
need
Lily
stats.
and stats.
We need to figure out. Okay, these are the questions.
Okay.
How many Future Motion boards have been sold? We can get this.
Yeah.
Okay. Roughly. So then that tells you our playing field. This one's going to be a bit harder to do, and maybe we can get it through the vesc app. Maybe there's this thing in there we can get the data. Everybody's collecting data this day and age. How many vesc boards are out there? Because if you're, as a racer or a race coordinator, who's your largest potential audience? Who's the largest? Because that's who you should be actually gravitating just a little bit more to, but then you can't alienate the other side. So it's like figuring out how do you market both to grow your sport, because you just heard it from someone in there. I don't know who said it. Holly read it. I ride Future Motion. I'm not coming to go race because why would I sign up for a race that I know I'm going to lose based on the board? That'll preach everybody. And that's where I'm trying to get to. Is we got to create it. I use the word, Brendan and Holly, lucrative, to make people want to show up into a race, right? Give Brendan a reason to ride a Future Motion board and train to be at Race to the Rail or be at Dirt Surfers and ride.
Yeah, it is a conflict.
Because if he shows up and he's like, what's the point of even me? I can't, I don't have time to build my board. I want to race. I want to have a chance. But he's not going to have a chance against a vesc. But people would say, well, then go build a vesc. But that's not advantageous. Everybody can't, honestly, some of the holdback around here on the vest side of things for us is not that we poo-poo it. I'm not jacking around building one. I'm just not. I got everything. Brendan's an intern around here. You see everything I'm doing around here.
It's a lot.
There's a lot going on, right? And so there's no time to squeeze. Like if I would have to take away from something else, and I don't want to take away to do it. And so I'm not going to do that. But to be able to continue to provide an environment where future motion riders, I'm just this all developed here today, everybody.
Yeah, it did, because that we have not even
We've not discussed
We
it.
have talked about it before. Like I think that there was
Brendan's even firing me up more because he's confirming my initial thoughts here.
Yeah. I think that I think there was some moves to try to do this separation and be able to still get points. Like I know Legend was highly motivated for points in ORL when the race season first started. But didn't matter. Now that you can go and qualify for ORL, if that's going to be the same, it takes a lot for us to get to races. So it's like, maybe.
Yeah, again, we maybe change the title, I don't know, because it becomes a raw rant.
This Master Onewheel Skills with Ease might be Brendan's video. This might be what Brendan's video is going to be.
I don't know. Not the with ease.
Yeah.
I think you got it, Brendan.
I think even Race for the Rail hurt themselves in the way that they changed things. And you can onsite qualify. I love that, but it made the points not matter as much because you got no real advantage because you didn't have enough people show up. It felt like, and I'm not in all those conversations.
Well, you don't know that until you know that,
right?
You know,
and it's like,
I think the hopes was that there would have been a lot that showed up.
It cheapened the ORL experience, in my opinion, in that, okay, let's change attention then. If it's not that big of a deal to get to the Race for the Rail, okay, until those rules change and get solidified and don't change again, and it's not such as, what are we doing? And it's like, here are the points. On-site qualifier doesn't have such a big advantage. I like the twist, but I think they got too much of an advantage. I just show up and I get the same thing. And from afar, my points got me a jersey, right?
That's what I would give. I would think that was designed to be different. That
we're not in those conversations, but it's like, some of the ORL, we got to clean it up to make it advantageous because just a drive for a point system is not going to be enough. And I think race organizers can increase the value of their races by, it's going to be for a year or two shrinking the categories down, but giving an opportunity for racers to race against their boards and really market it that way. Because for 2-3 seasons now, it's been who's the best boards, who's got the best boards. But the truth is, not everybody can go out and buy a $4,000 board to be competitive.
Well,
and so they don't want to show up in race because all I got is a GT and there's XLs running around. I'm not. That's an advantage big time, and this is true. And so being able to show up and go, okay, we're going to shrink down these categories. So amateur men, I think it's going to make the sport more lucrative in the long run. It's going to set up for mega growth and more attractive to more people. And it might prune a little bit back for a season. It's easy for me to say when I'm not running a race. I'm heavily involved in Dirt Surfers, and I want to see it succeed and be great. But I think anytime you prune back a tree for a little bit, it looks a little funny, but all of a sudden it just grows fast and it looks beautiful and more fruit. I do think this could actually set up for great growth inside the sport and make it more advantageous for everybody to come in and go, hey, I'm going to compete against the same age and board. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. Because then you remove any of the asterisks. Well, they were on vesc. Well, and maybe they're a better rider, but they're still an asterisk. They were on a bigger board. So,
someone comments, it's not all about FM or vesc. We're all riders. That's the community. Forget racing. Let's float.
Yeah, but that's true too. That I mean, again, there is a massive community part, and I love that part. But same with cars. You like cars? You've gone to plenty of car shows. No,
He doesn't love cars.
You don't. It's
I go because my dad and brother take me.
Wow, what a great human! You're a high quality human right there, Brendan.
Thank you.
Wow, well, let's applaud him. Yeah, he's looking good. Looking good. Yeah, bowing. Yes, I like it. High quality human right here.
Brendan, you're great.
So, but you because your dad loves cars and your brother loves cars, you know a little bit about cars. But there's this section of the car community that goes to car shows, right? And they just drool over cars.
Yep.
Right? Like, oh my gosh, vintage, classic, okay? That's the community. Then there's a group of people inside the subnet of that community. I want to see how fast that Ford goes against my Chevy. And that's what we're talking about today. The community loves to ride and float together. That's wonderful. And the meetups, and I think those are wonderful. And we do meetups here in the Twin Cities. But then underneath, there's a subnet of, well, let's find out who's the fastest on this board. Let's have a little bit of fun, because I think people genuinely like to compete, because competition does make you better. It gives you a way to measure your personal success. And so I'm here for that portion of it. I think the community is great and wonderful. But if we're going to do racing, let's do it right and do it well and make it where more people want to be involved in it. That's where I'm at. I'm less worried about, to be really honest with you, I'm less worried about age category. I think that's okay, but boards matter more than.
So do you think then what you're proposing when you were saying Scot, Mendenhall, and Friend, you're thinking like there's 2 podiums. Every race there's 2 podiums. And so it's like you can still have your age categories however split up, but it is like there will be a podium for vesc, there will be a podium for future motion.
Now, what I would love, like, again, dreaming out loud, like, I would love for every class to have a prize purse for their podium that ride future motion boards.
I think race directors, that is their goal.
But
too.
if they can't do it because what if Scot, Mendenhall, and Friends came in and said, okay, these 3 categories, and maybe because money would not, it doesn't grow on trees around here, we'd have to figure out how to raise this and stuff. But and maybe what it is everyone that donates to the podcast, we take that and we create that the podcast drives the prize purse for the races. And so that determines how much money is put in a prize purse for future motion boards. And then you show up and you have, dreaming out loud, we'd have to really you're just at a brain session here. But let's say you put men and women in separate categories of pros, men and women of that aren't pro in a category, and then groms. Yeah. I wouldn't do all of the breakdowns in it. It would be pro. It would be, let's say, 17 and above are all future motion that are just racing, and then 17 and below are the categories. Now, and get it, you got a 7-year-old that's going to hang around and try to beat a 17-year-old. Unlikely, but there's a chance to ride in the boards. But then what you're testing is the human's ability. I love pushing humans. I don't care what a board does, but this would give the ability to inspire humans. That's really what it'd be about. Inspiring humans to push. I don't know. I'm here for it. So we're going to really ponder this over the week. Brendan's going to help us.
I was going to say, you just opened a big old can of worms.
And next week, we're really going to discuss this with some other friends outside of this.
Those of you that got one of those questions right of the celebrities, I'm going to send you a can of worms.
Good call. What we're going to do is we're going to hunt after some vesc people that would sit in here and chime in on this. And we're going to get some future motion board riders to chime in on this next week and really have a good conversation about this, because I think we're headed somewhere.
I'll just be here for the comedic relief.
I really love the idea. But again, we have plenty of people in here that are vesc.
Oh, absolutely.
So they might not donate to a prize purse. They would go to the competition. But I think what happens is your prize purse could potentially grow larger, because then the race directors would put more money towards vesc. Yeah.
Draw everybody there. If you offer, Dirt Surfers is one of the highest prize purses that's out there for a race. Nick and Rachel work really hard to make that happen. How can it be where it's for all these categories?
Now imagine if it's a similar thing, but future motion board riders know that I'm going against my future motion board and not a vesc. I think it makes it easier for those to not get discouraged. That's what I think. And I think based on the comment there, it inspires future motion people that are out there riding their board to show up to the races, because I just think there's no way around it. If Brendan builds a vesc and I won't know, it kind of comes with the territory. If you say you're riding vesc and you're showing up, it's all tweaked out. And now I'm going to show up with a board that I can't tweak out anymore and try to beat him. It just feels like at the get-go, I'm at a disadvantage not knowing Brendan's skill level. So It's a good conversation.
lot to
We're gonna pick up.
ponder.
We're gonna pick up with that next week. Brendan, thanks for hopping on here as you were
You're
trying to get
welcome.
things. We applaud you.
You rock, Brendan.
Everybody else, thank you for, again, logging in today, being a part of the conversation. It is One Wheel Wednesday. You should get out there, ride your one wheel. Race season's over, so we look forward to the new season, and we are opening up the dialogue of what should we do. Drop a comment down below on what side you sit with vesc and future motion, prize purses and stuff, and let's really figure it out so the next year's race season could be sublime. All right, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Brendan, don't get in trouble, okay? Holly, stay out of trouble. We love
Bye,
everybody
everybody.
out there. Have a good one.
Bye.
Adios.